something that I wasn't sure whether or not to ask you about, but I'll go for it. A few years ago, you had put out this article, and I Care If You Listen, about quitting social media,
Yeah.
and I remember reading it. I mean, even just seeing the title, and one being like, "Oh, I totally relate to this," and two thinking, "I wish I felt like I could do this too." so,
Yeah.
I and the reason I was hesitant to bring it back up because I've seen that you're occasionally on Instagram sharing what you've
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
going on and stuff like that, but probably not to the degree that maybe you were before. I mean, what has that experience been like, and what has what's become like what's been born out of that, like stepping away from the hellscape that is social media?
Yeah, I'm totally down to talk about that. So like I re-quit again, and I know like it looks like I'm active, but actually what I do is I go on because sometimes people invite me to collaborate, and I want to
Oh
like,
yeah,
I want to like be helpful. So I'll be like yes, and then I'll delete it
yep,
again.
cool. You getting that from me too. So
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I know people expect it, and like it's reassuring for them like mentally. So I'm like, okay, I'll do that, but I like quit again because I read that book, How to Break Up with Your Phone. And once you read the data about how much time you're spending on that and like what it's doing to our brains, it's horrifying. And I still think I'm on my phone too much because I like have to hit genius on spelling bee every day, and but what I realized was that like after I read that book was it's not just social media, it's like physically being on the phone.
mm,
And so I did really well at, like, not look of only, like, checking it, like, briefly every 2 hours for a while, and now I'm, like, not great, but I'm not terrible again. It's like there's always a reason I'm on it. I'm either reading an article, texting a friend back, or, like, yeah, playing a game for some downtime, but, yeah, I could be doing better. But, like, I think when I left the first time, it was really good, and then I felt like I had to get back on to promote an album, and then, like, after reading that book, I'm like, I haven't really gained much from being back on this, and like the kind of quote unquote work I've gotten from it, like, has actually been kind of shitty. Like, it's like the most superficial thing or like project that like, oh, I really could have done without that because it's on Instagram, like
right.
how great can it be if people don't know will not email you. Um, and so it's been really great. I'm just happy doing my newsletter. I don't feel like I'm, like, missing out on anything, you know, like, on, like, any attention or yeah, I don't miss it.
Yeah, and I think the articles, it was something like, "Am I gonna kill my career by logging off of social media?" And clearly that didn't happen, and so I think that gives the rest of us who feel inclined to do the same thing some hope. But I was talking to you know, social media has become so much of a marketing tool where, there's like expectations now with my job to produce stuff, and it's like, oh, I'm in radio for a reason, first of all, but
Yeah.
I don't want to be on screen. But this idea that like follower count or even engagement count equals like real world results is, I'm sure that having left Instagram or whatever, you totally know what I'm talking about, where I feel like it's such an uphill battle against the algorithm that if even the thing that like I'm most excited about as an artist or, as a producer of some kind, if I put it out on social media, it's like I can't even get people who care about me, just as a person to engage with this stuff. It's like, let alone like, is this going to translate to sheet music sales or performances? Like, it's not. it's
No.
like, it's like I sometimes like my mom isn't even shown like the work that I do, So it's like I don't want to pay Facebook to do that. It's so yeah, it's like a mess, right?
Yeah, and it's also, like, hit its breaking point. It peaked, right? And I think even businesses are starting to see that, like, yeah, this is really a bunch of BS. But it's just a different time, honestly. I mean, sadly, we're all kind of it's just a different it's just not working and everyone's attention split. We've got so many problems we're dealing with everyone's brains and attention. Like, they can't even, like you can't even hold their attention, like, even if they see your little, like, "Oh, there's Tyler," like, are they gonna click to go, you know? It doesn't even matter, like, email really is the best way, and, like, yeah, you could post, and that'll be a way to remind them, and then they'll see the email, but, again, like, the reason I don't even do it is because I'm weighing the benefits and the costs, like, I really don't want my attention taken away.
Yeah.
Right, and
Yeah.
I don't know if it's also because my kid is now 4 and a little older, but I've read more books this year than I have in, like,
Mm.
in a really long time. Like, I read so much now, and I know it's partly because 'cause I'm not on my phone as much. Like, I don't do it on the very occasionally, I'll, like, take it out on the train, but I'll have a book with me usually. I definitely don't look at it while I'm walking down the street, but, yeah, it just doesn't really work, and my newsletter has, like, 60 to 70% open rate, which is so much better than, whatever eyeballs are on Instagram or seeing my stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure. I've been seeing a lot of like stuff about the quote unquote attention economy lately, which feels like such a dystopian concept. But
it
that's what it's
is.
become, right? It's like, I don't know, I open up my Facebook feed and it's like mostly stuff that is like I didn't sign up for any of this. Like these aren't my friends. It's like the stuff that, I care about's like not even popping up. So yeah, I've long considered for like the past year at least starting a newsletter for the reasons you're talking about. So I might have to hit you up
Oh, you don't
and
have one
for
yet?
advice.
Excuse you. You better
Oh yeah, right.
get on that.
My podcast has a newsletter,
Oh,
which, like as you
you
said, it
go.
has like a 60 to 70% open rate, which is awesome.
Yeah,
So it's like, okay, yeah, this is probably a healthier way to share what I have going on and have people that care about it like actually see it.
yeah. And also, what was I gonna say? I think being on yeah, being on Instagram or social media, it's like it takes away your attention, and I'm pretty sure it's making everyone's work worse. Like, everything looks the same, sounds the same. Like, I'd rather not have a ton of attention and make good work, and, someone can say, like, "Yeah, well, what a privileged thing to say," like, "Honey, none of us are making money purely off of our art. We've all got a job of
Right.
some sort,
Yep.
okay? So, like, like, whatever. It's not a privileged thing to say, like, we all work." I'd rather make really good work than be, like, sucked into this stupid app.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Micromaker by Loose Leaf Transmissions. We hope you enjoyed this brief glimpse into the inner workings of the creative life. If this resonated with you, be sure to check out the full conversation on Music Maker with Tyler Kline, a podcast exploring craft and process, philosophy and inspiration, and the honest, often messy parts of being an artist, creative uncertainty, purpose and identity, and resilience. You can find Music Maker wherever you get your podcasts or by visiting musicmakerpodcast.com.